What should I do with a long-standing illness?
What should you do with a long-standing illness? Love it.
Okay.
Like all your thoughts about it, question them, and come to see what the illness is all about. I know that Wayne was talking about my cornea transplants, and I loved it. And the thing was, for each surgery, it's like I was not invested in whether I could see or not. And I can say that that was absolutely true for me. I didn't have one thought, because I had learned that projection was everything. And there was so often I couldn't see at all, just absolutely blind. But I projected the whole world. And then just in case, like if I was walking, just in case that I needed to know where to go, I'd hit a wall and know to turn left. So it's like the universe showed me everything I need to know. And for all I knew, that was going to be long term. And I have to tell you, in my experience, it was not only okay, it was very exciting. Now, if it's physical pain they're dealing with, I have come to see that even physical pain is projected, and that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. When it hurts, and that's reality. And yet, it's still projected. And I've come to see that all pain, all physical pain, is on its way out, not its way in. So when you project that it's going to get worse, you may want to just test what I'm about to say. It never gets worse than it is right here, right now. It's not possible. And the moment you project it's going to get worse, in that moment it does, because you have that projection on top of pain. So now you have pain on pain. So just to not believe me, but to test it for yourself.
Everything that we fight weakens us. And everything that we love empowers us. Right? When Mother Teresa was asked if she would march against the war in Vietnam in 1967, she said, I will not be there. I will not march against the war. She said, but if you have a march for peace, I'll be there. Now, we've declared war on almost everything in our society. We've declared war on drugs. And the drug epidemic is worse than it's ever been before. We've declared war on poverty, and poverty continues to increase. We continue to have wars on terrorism and so on, and the more terrorism that we have war on, it's like if you look at your lawn, you remember where I grew up in the Midwest, we had something called dandelions on these little yellow flowers. Some people call them a weed, but the only difference between a weed and a flower is a judgment. And in the fall, they have these little puff balls that come up on top of them after the yellow flowers have all fallen away. And I always think about how can we get rid of the dandelions in our lawn for next year? Well, one way to do it is to get a shovel and to go out and just to start banging on all of these puff balls. Just hit them as hard as you can, use as much violence as you possibly can, and lo and behold, in the spring, you have more dandelions than you've ever had before, because you just spread the seeds, and you spread the seeds by using violence and by using hatred, which is exactly what is going on in the world today. As we drop bombs in places like Lebanon and places like Iraq and so on, we just create more people to hate the future generations of the people who are doing this and so on. And the same metaphor applies in our bodies, that if we have something like cancer, something like arthritis, something like heart disease, high blood pressure, whatever it might be, if we go to war on it and we declare and we hate it and we decide to get angry at it and we decide to fight it and we use these kind of metaphors in our mind, and you even see some of this in some of the literature where you have these imaginary battles going on in between, you probably are doing something to intensify the amount of the illness that is there. If, on the other hand, you were to say to it, I love you, you've lived with me, you're welcome to stay here with me if that's what you want. I would like to learn how to live with you in harmony rather than have you be something that is going to create pain or hurt or whatever for me. And I'm going to visualize like that. I'm just going to use my mind to create images of whatever it is that is living in my body, to either invite it to live elsewhere or invite it to live peacefully with me. that I think you have a much greater chance of being able to live in a pain-free world. Try loving it. Even though it seems to go against almost everything we believe. And I wrote about this a lot in Being in Balance. Okay?
Thank you.
And
You're
also,
welcome.
sweetheart, question every thought about the illness. Question it, sit with it, turn it around, and, you know, our bodies can hurt, but we don't have to be mentally ill, too. And then eventually, in that kind of health, everything gets healthy.
Thank you.
Good luck, and God bless you.